Welcome everybody. So in this video we are going to learn Dow theory. Before going to the Dow theory, let me explain the meaning of technical analysis and assumptions of technical analysis, and then I go to Dow theory. And it covers in the topic of where analysis of shares. The first we have fundamental analysis, where we take only the fundamentals like different ratios and proprietor shares in the overall capital. And against that we have technical analysis, which takes certain tools, certain charts to predict the trend and make that buying decision or selling decision. So technical analysis is a tool or process that uses market data to forecast price movement of stocks. Technical analysis is a trading methodology used for assessing the investments made. It also helps to determine the trading prospects by examining statistical trend collected from trading activity. Now let us look at the assumption of technical analysis. First one, prices of securities are determined by demand and supply. It is very true that the prices of shares are determined by demand and supply. And if the demand for particular shares are more, automatically the price see a rising trend. And the demand or orders for selling is more, that is supply, then we see a decline in share prices. And number two, market discounts everything. So it is like an idiomatic expression stating that, or implied meaning of this statement is that market is very sensitive and market reacts to every event. Take for example, even if it is a small event which will be reflected in the Sensex or major indices or the share prices. Suppose there is an outbreak of war between two countries, automatically that will be reflected in share market. And maybe any clash or any monetary policies, any budget discussion. So all these are different events, but that will see different reactions in the market. And recently happened events like now Israel Palestine. After that war broke out, then automatically saw the major indices falling down, and even Russia Ukraine war um, also experienced different share prices or share market indices were falling down. And the third assumption is that prices moves in trends. Always there are prices move in a way or certain shapes, we call it as trends. And we have three types of trends. One is upward trend and downward trend and flat trend. Upward, from the prices of different periods are continuously moving in an upward direction, and sometimes the prices of shares may be falling down continuously for certain, maybe for more than 3 to 5 years. And flat trend is that there is no difference. The difference between the today's price and yesterday's price is very very minimal or very close to each other. But when you plot it in a graph, it takes almost like a straight line. So prices are always moving in trend. Finally, history repeats itself. History tends to repeat itself. If you look at, if you study the historical prices of certain scripts or shares, we can analyze, we can predict the trend based on the previous experience. These are the assumptions of technical analysis. Now we will see Dow theory. Dow theory has been proposed given by Charles Dow, who, who gave this Dow Jones index based on industrial average and transportation average. And based on this, he gave out the theory to the world. And three types of specific trends have been named in Dow theory. One is primary movement or major movement which lasts for year to several years. So here several years means more than 5 years. If any trend which continues for more than 5 years, then we can say it as a primary trend, and that can be bullish or bearish. Bullish is rise in prices, bearish is fall in prices. Secondary trend. So primary movement or major trend that will last for less than a year and to several years. It can be bullish or bearish. And finally, minor trend which lasts for short duration, maybe few days. Okay. So these are the trends that is proposed by Dow theory. And Dow theory is built on few beliefs. These are all called Dow theory tenets. Charles H. Dow developed these tenets over the years of his observation in the stock market. He proposed 9 tenets which are considered as a guiding force behind Dow theory. And now I will explain 9 tenets of Dow theory in this video. The first one is market discounts everything. As I said earlier, market is very sensitive. Market is very reactive to events, even if it is a small event. And normally there is a saying 80%, 20% of the share trading are logical, whereas 80% will be psychological. If I take certain decision, only 20% will be logical and 80% will be psychological. So there is another maxim that you buy on news and sell on rumors, like that. So market discounts everything is a first tenet of Dow theory, which states that for all the events which are happening in the country or which are happening even outside the country will be reflected in a particular stock market. Maybe outbreak of war is a best example, or when the major event like England, which opted out from euro currency, the next day it reflected in almost all the leading indices of the world, which saw a deeper decline or reduction in major indices of the world, and that reflected the share prices also. And according to the second tenet is that there are 3 trends: primary, secondary, and minor trend. Primary trend is 1 year to several years. Secondary trend, which is a correction few weeks to months, and the minor trend is a fluctuation. We call it as some people terms it as noises in the stock market. And the sixth tenet is that all indices must conform with each other. It's not that one index which will decide the fact, which will decide the trend, but it must be uniform. All the different indices should conform. It's not conform with the trends with 1 or 2 indices, but if it reflected in major trends, major indices, then we can say that there is a trend. Okay. And finally, volume must conform. So the seventh clearly states that volume must increase as the price rises and should reduce as the price falls in an upward trend. But at the same time, in a downward trend, the volume must increase when the price falls, and the volume must decrease when the price rises. Therefore, the volume should be considered, or volume should play a major role, and one should see volume of trade in a particular day. Therefore, the seventh one is volume must confirm. Then eighth is the sideway market can substitute secondary markets. So according to this tenet, markets may remain sideways, that is trading between a range for an extended period. Take for example, there is a range a few years back. Cipla company traded between 750 to 950, and 750 to 850, 950 lasted for a longer period. So that we call it as sideways. And the last one is closing price. So the last tenet of Dow theory is that the closing price is the most sacred. Yeah. Of course, every day we can see the open price, high price, low price, and close price. And the closing price is the most important price level, as it represents the final evaluation of the stock during the day. So these are the 9 tenets of Dow theory. And here we can see the Dow different trends, as we said. Take for example in this C, the x-axis and y-axis. X-axis we have time, and y-axis we have closing prices. And if you look at clearly, the first one, the first part is upward primary trend. It lasted for maybe 5 years or more than 5 years, and everything keep on rising. And the second one is the secondary, I mean downward trend, and again primary trend. 4 to 5 years which lasted, and we see a continuous fall of prices. And the last one is upward trend primary. And here there is a secondary movement where it lasted few months to 1 year, and there was a downward trend, and that we call it as secondary movement. Therefore, what I want to conclude here is that according to the Dow theory, if a trends continues for days to week, it's a minor trend. If a trend continues for months to a year, less than a year, we call it as secondary movement. And if a trend continues for more than a year up to 5 years, then it is a primary trend. So with this, we learned what is Dow theory, assumption, and tenets, and chart showing the major trends and secondary trend. Thank you.